Hello, lovely to see everyone again. It's Deborah here from Maddisons. Delighted to be posting again on Claire's fabulous My Tunbridge Wells, something I regularly read and follow now. It's so useful, great content, things to do with the kids. So, chatted to Claire about what to talk about this week, and we thought it might be quite a good subject of the whole issue of being a working mum and juggling the work-life balance. So I have always been a working mum. I had my first child very unexpectedly when having children actually wasn't on my agenda. I was quite a strong, driven career woman with a big job at Barclays Bank. I was the youngest area manager for the south of the country at the age of 27. Suddenly found myself unexpectedly pregnant, but the most wonderful gift I could ever have been given. My eldest son, Archie, or my eldest child, Archie, is now 21, and he's a wonderful young man, and I love being a mum. I went back to work when he was just 3 months old, and the night before was the hardest night of my life, definitely. I thought I'd be rolling back into work, really happy and delighted, and actually handing over this amazing child that I had created to someone else. It felt very strange. But within being back, within a few days, it absolutely felt like the right decision to me. I went back full time. I had a nanny because I needed real help because my job was a big job. I was a single mum then. I had to sort of do a lot by myself. Financially, though, very comfortable because I had such a big job. It was a juggle. What I suddenly realised is you're always then making sure you can make the school run, the pick up, the nanny run, make sure they've got what they need for school. You become a master of spinning the plates when you're a working mum. And you never have that complete autonomy and control that you had before, where you could just literally do what you liked. It was a real juggling act. I then met my husband, James. He wanted children. I wanted more children by this point. And so we now have 2 daughters together. I've got Bella, who is 15, and then I have my late surprise, Esme, my 6-year-old. So I had a baby at the age of 44. A real surprise, was told I couldn't have any more children after Bella. So that was a real surprise to suddenly find out that I was pregnant again and into the world again of being a working mum. So I suppose I've got a real contrast between being a working mum working for a corporate environment and then a working mum running your own business. For me, the biggest benefit as a working mum when you run your own business is just that complete autonomy to do what you like. If you need to have time off for the school play, or to go and oversee a school trip, or go to sports day, or go to parents' evening, that's all completely doable. You run your own day. The disadvantage, I suppose, is the sheer hours involved in my world. I don't think that's true in every person who runs their own business, but in my world, my hours are phenomenal that I have to work. And my children, interestingly, my son Archie says he would never ever want to run his own business because of the hours that you have to do. Esme, my youngest, wants to come and run Maddisons. That's quite interesting. She's only 6, but she wants to do that. But ultimately, I think they're all very proud of what I am, who I am, and the role model that I've set them. I don't think they would say for 1 minute they missed out from me being a working mum. In fact, they just got better time with me when I wasn't working. And certainly, there's never been any sense of guilt, the fact that I work. As a mum, you always feel guilt. That's natural. You always feel you're not doing anything particularly brilliantly, neither running a business nor being a mum, because you're just juggling and spinning plates. But for me, it's been a very rewarding balancing act between the two. I set up Maddisons because I wanted to follow my passion when I hit the age of 40, and I'm really pleased I did that. The biggest message I would give to my children is to do something that you love and that you are really passionate about, because it will make such a difference. So for me, I've always been really lucky in that I have never stopped working for a long period of time, and therefore lost a sense of confidence about being in the workplace. Some of my friends had big jobs before they had their children. They stop and then very deliberately look after their children, be a proper full-time mum. The hardest gig of all, actually, I would say, for anyone. Going to work is a breeze compared to being a mum at home all the time. It's difficult to think you get back into the workplace, you've lost your skill set, your confidence, etc. But I would just encourage anyone just to go for it. The reality is, in my mind, nothing's changed that much. The technical skills side, you might need a bit of tweaking on. But generally, you've got so much to bring to an employer. Experience, understanding challenges, being able to juggle, prioritise, keep lots of things, different things going. There is so many skills that for me a working mum or dad can bring to an organisation. Estate agency is a great career for any working mums, I think, because it very naturally follows the school holidays. So generally you would be quieter in the school holidays than you are when the children are back at school, because mum is then focused on a property search. So it can fit in really well, I think. But it is very busy, very stressful, and so if that's not what you're wanting, if you're wanting something that just kind of like, you know, gives you an interest again, a purpose, a sense of identity, earning some extra money, then estate agency can be a great gig, but it's busy. So just always bear that in mind. If anyone ever wants to talk to me about it, I'm absolutely very, very happy to do. I would encourage any mum who's getting back, look at your school and look at their aftercare provision. When you're a working mum, you need a school to really have good wrap-on care, both at the beginning and the end of the day, to support you in your working hours. But there are also great websites, 10 to 2, which sole focusedly on looking at jobs that fit in around those school days and the school holidays. School holidays, you just have to be super organised as a working mum. There are great clubs in the town. Homewood House does a lot. Recreate out at Tunbridge. The Mead, where my youngest goes to, has clubs as well. Rose Hill. There's also lots of other outside ones of that. The Bee Club at Bishopsdown. Lots and lots of different holiday schemes. You've just got to be really organised and get on with booking all of that and get your time mapped out. Time with the grandparents, your own holiday that you'll have with your children, some care around the side. There's so much to do. Archie, my eldest, we used to constantly joke. There was one week when he went to Tunbridge to recreate, and he learned how to weave. I think that was a particularly low point in his holiday school career. But actually, when I stopped work very briefly when I left my previous job, Coots, before I decided what I wanted to do and came to Maddisons, set up Maddisons, he actually had me on the holidays for a couple of holidays, just me, no clubs, and he was bored, rigid. So he was 40, he was 10 then. So yeah, he was really bored. He'd got so used to going to school clubs and holiday clubs, and they're really great fun. So yeah, he wanted me to go back to work quite quickly. So yeah, I would encourage anyone who's been not working, maybe having to take a different role because you can no longer do your big full-time job that you had before. They might not like part-time working. There are so many other opportunities out there. Just get out there, have a go. It won't be as scary as you think. There's lots you can do to get help and support around. And ultimately, for me, you get the best of both worlds. You both be a great mum and have another sort of identity and life on the side as well. So I hope that's been of interest. Anyone wants to chat through, do give me a call.